What it do? It's the Dougherty Show. No music yet, guys. Like I said, we're still a work in progress. We're learning on the go. We're trying to figure out how to go live and get our equipment to go and work with us live. I probably sound like shit right now. Over time, all this audio and video will get better, and even the platform's going to get better. So,
Yeah.
But Danny, we did very terrible last week with our picks. 2-10-1 was mine. Yours was 3-9-1. And the only reason we got one was because we had a push on Washington football team and the Eagles, and just pushed. So neither of us got that. But as far as this week goes and whatnot, we can make some new picks this week. You know, it's another motherfucking day, bro. We don't have to stress about that shit. In this show, we're going to talk about our fantasy football championships and how those went. We're going to recap our season in light of the season ending. You know, I still have like another league that I have. I'm already out of the playoffs, but it's just like they're still in the playoffs. They still have one more week to go. So, and then that league will conclude. They actually go all 18 weeks. Don't know why. It's stupid. I ain't going to join it no more. But as far as this upcoming week, I'm going to go over some picks with you real quick. And then after we go over the picks, we'll get into fantasy football. And then we'll talk about this wild week 17 that has occurred. So for the first game, we got Broncos versus the Chiefs. And Broncos are, Chiefs are favored by 10.5. Who do you got and why?
I like the Broncos.
You like the Broncos?
They don't have nothing to play for, so they're going to try to do whatever they can to get a W and see what they have for the future.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Chiefs, though, they're fighting for that number one seed, man. I mean, and if the Titans lose and they win, they'll be number one seed. So I think that the Chiefs are going to cover 10.5. I think they're going to keep playing because that's what they need to do. As far as Eagles versus Cowboys, this is going to be a really good game in my opinion. Cowboys are favored by a touchdown. Who do you got?
I like the Eagles.
You like the Eagles?
Yeah.
Well, I like the Cowboys because I'm
like
riding with that defense. That defense is pretty good, man.
And so is the Eagles, but they have a lot to play for too. So
that's true. That's true. This is going to be such a tight. This is a wild weekend for everything in general. And I mean, I like the Eagles too. I can see them doing it. I just feel like the Cowboys are going to put it together. I just feel like their offense isn't figured out. I think they're going to lose in the playoffs, whether it's the first round or second round. But I still think that they have what it takes to get this game completed. If they lose this game, then they're definitely losing first round in the playoffs. But I got Cowboys -7. That's going to be my pick. Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
No. All right. Colts -15 against the Jaguars. Who you got?
I like the Colts. They're going to ride high with Jonathan Taylor. They have a lot to play for since they lost.
It's true. We lost in last week. Kicked in field goal. Fucking Carlson, man. Kind of annoyed me. I had a feeling it was going to come down to a field goal just because he missed T.Y. Hilton with that touchdown pass. He was wide, or not even a touchdown pass, but he was just wide open. That would have like sealed the deal. We'd have been a lot closer. Different story, different game. But no, Carson Wentz misses him wide open, man. I don't know if Carson Wentz is it, bro. What about you? Do you think Carson Wentz is it?
You know what? Sorry, guys. Your boy, brother Dan, is getting some thinking juice right now. I think Carson Wentz is going to get it done. You know how he gets. When he gets hot, he gets hot. And I think he's had a phenomenal year, considering he's Mr. Glass. So I think he's going to get it done.
That's true. I mean, I am surprised that he's played all 17 games so far this season, or 16 games. He's about to play his 17th game. I'm just astonished. This dude played on 2 sprained ankles early on in the year. Like, what the fuck? I'm just like, I'm surprised that we are where we are right now. compared to where we started in the beginning of the season. I think we'd be in much better shape if he didn't break his ankles or whatever the fuck he did in the beginning of the season. If none of that happened, I guarantee you, like, we'd be in much better shape. We'd have much more consistency with our wide receivers, with our entire team in general as a offense in general. But I feel like our defense is clicking, and I feel like we're going to cover that 15 as well. So, and I think it's a rebound game for us after losing to the Raiders. And yeah, we're sick and tired of it. Every year we go against the Jaguars. Usually they get that last game out in Jacksonville, but not this year, bitches. You lose.
No, I hope not. We'll see, though. We'll see. And, I want to add something onto that. I mean, even though you had all this BS happen this year, you guys showed you how tough of a team you have. Fought through a lot of adversity.
It really has, man. I mean, you got to think about the whole COVID situation. We also have had the like literally, I think it was all of last week? No, it was the week before when we were against the Cardinals. We had 4 of our offensive linemen go out, at least in the first quarter. Then we had Jack Doyle go out. We were also without Darius Leonard. Like, I feel like our team can beat anybody in the league when they want to. And I just feel like this game, legitimately, that we went against the Raiders, I don't feel that we essentially lost because we were terrible. I feel like we just missed some chances on some things. I just feel like the Raiders wanted it more, is what I feel like.
Yeah. And let me add something onto that about the whole COVID situation. I had it, and let me tell you something. It's not that bad because after 1 hour of agonizing pain in my body, the virus died.
You survived COVID!
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm just joking, but it is an issue in the NFL, and it's an issue in actual life. People are dying from it, and people are losing their jobs for it. Things getting shut down. It's a pain in the rear, and I hope things get back to normal soon. So, God bless everyone. Stay safe.
COVID is literally messing with a lot of people's lives. I had a customer come in today. She said that she had a call-off week essentially for 10 days. Which is a lot of money to a lot of people when you're missing 10 days of work. And she had a false positive. So she was out those 10 days of work. And then apparently when she went back, they told her everything and she tested negative. So now because she tested negative, whatever, her job is not going to pay her for that time off. So now she has no check for that 10 days. And now she's starting back up again. So it's like,
be behind.
Lost all that money for no fucking reason because you have to take these stupid tests and shit,
Yeah.
Not that they're stupid, but it's a pain. And it's affecting all my NBA players that I have on my fantasy team. I have so many people on IL right now, or people that I have on my watch list on the waiver wire that I could pick up that normally I would pick up because I need a streamer for the day or for the week, and I can't because they're also on IL and stuff. Like, I'm picking up G League squad players and like these 10 contract day players, people that are just trying to prove themselves so I can just get some production on my team. Somehow I've managed to win. I'm number 1 in my league right now, so
that's impressive. And let me tell you something. I'm going to put myself out there for for the whole Bulls organization. If they have any COVID crises anymore, they can call me to play. I'm fucking nasty on those little elementary hoops. I can dunk. I can shoot behind the arc.
They've been postponing a lot of games just because of the whole COVID situation. But let's get back to topic, though. We got, let's see, Washington football team favored by 6.5 against the. I had it down, but I just picked the. Oh yeah, Giants. And I'm picking the Washington football team 6.5. Who do you got?
I like the Washington football team as well. They got embarrassed against the Cowboys. If I'm not mistaken, they lost last week, correct?
Yeah, by 4 points against the Eagles.
So they really want to get this show on the road, especially when they're about to introduce their new name. So
that's true. They're supposed to come out with 2 different names now. It was like the Wolves, I think it was, and something else.
The Washington Wolves?
Like Wolves, like Red Wolves. Here, I'll look it up for you. Hold up. It'll take like 2 seconds. Washington football team.
Give me 1 second, my friend. I'm going to use the restroom.
No worries. I'll talk to the people of our viewers at the moment. So, guys, these are the names that they're about to roll out onto them. Washington football team. Boom, 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 boom. You know what? Pat McAfee tweeted it earlier. I'll just go look at his stuff. And you guys have probably already found it. Wow, I really can't find it. I don't know. Anyways, Danny's back. What's up, bro?
So I had to drain the main vein.
I don't know. I couldn't find the
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
names and whatnot, but it was
They should have called the Washington Sentinels.
Go ahead.
The Washington Sentinels. They should just call it that.
No, they literally haven't decided between two team names. I'm just trying to find them. Man. Here, I'll just type in Wolves. Red Wolves and Wolves. Wait, what?
I just don't like any of those names.
Wow, it's not even true. What the fuck? God damn it. I did all that. I just wasted like 2 minutes of the show just to fucking do that. So
how about the Washington Indians?
No. We just got rid of the Cleveland Indians. What do you mean? No. Washington football team.
Oh, yeah. What are they called now?
Called something
the
eventually.
Guardians now, yeah.
You said what?
Oh, yeah. They're called the Guardians now, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Cleveland Guardians.
I don't know if the Washington football team is going to be called anything. I thought it was the Red Wolves or the Wolves. I thought the Red Wolves would be pretty dope, but I guess apparently not. It's not going to be that. So, but yeah, moving on. I feel like it's finally good for their organization, though, to come up with the name, though, because I feel like the football team is so generic and it's been kind of annoying to listen and hear announcers say it over the last 2 years. But we have the Bengals.
It's been that long already?
Bengals are favored.
I like the Bengals.
So do I. I like what they did to the Chiefs. And you were right last week on the Bengals, man. I actually bet on the Bengals because of you.
And did you win?
Yeah, sure did. Sure did.
I think Joe Burrow is going to be a top 5 quarterback in the next couple of years. I think Lamar Chase, with them, since they play together at LSU, is going to be a top 1-2 punch combo, like Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I can see that too, man. They have a really young team, and they have a really good head coach. He's actually, I think, favored right now to win Coach of the Year. They're just, what they're doing over there is exceptional. But someone needs to get them a goddamn practice facility. They don't have a practice facility or anything like that. And I feel like they have like shitty like locker rooms or some shit, like someone was saying. Like, someone get them a fucking like some shit, man. Like, what the fuck is going on in Cincinnati, dude? It's fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're a young ass team, dude. Like, I really feel like the Bengals over the next couple of years, I feel like they can grow to either be a dynasty if they can get to the Super Bowl, every single year. But I feel like they're definitely going to be in the playoffs every single year. They're going to be competing just like the Chiefs are. And I feel like the Colts will be up there too.
That'd be good.
Yep. All right. And then we got the Steelers +5. Steelers are going against the Ravens.
And let me tell you something funny about this next pick. I am choosing the Steelers. However, I think they're going to play hard because they're going to try to get Big Ben back in the playoffs. But for that to happen, they have to beat the Ravens, and the Colts have to lose to the Jaguars.
It's not going to happen, bro. The Steelers can kiss my fucking ass. I'm sorry, Steelers fans. It's just not happening. I still think they're going to win, though. I'm going to take them +5, but, Colts are going to fucking win. So, fuck you.
What? And what's the deal with Lamar Jackson? What's up with him?
Yeah, he's injured.
That guy Huntley, though, has been playing exceptionally well.
He has been, which I don't know. I love seeing controversies in in the NFL where they're like, oh, should I start this quarterback? What about this quarterback? This quarterback's doing well. And what I always say is some quarterbacks are good at thriving in the backup role. But once they become the starter, it's a whole fucking different story. It's a lot of pressure that gets put onto you. So not everybody can handle that shit. But how you feel about Big Ben this past weekend playing his last game in at Heinz Field, I think is what it's called, Steelers organization.
Well, potentially last game, depending on how the whole AFC playoff picture takes place, and if a top seed can get knocked off in the playoffs or whatever.
Yeah,
but, yeah, probably his last home game. Yeah, potentially his last home game there. It was emotional. I'm not a Big Ben fan, but even I teared up a little bit. So, and then they did the whole lap around the stadium. That was cool. I liked that. I enjoyed that. It was bittersweet. It was something every football fan has to watch, if you're a Steelers fan or not. I know when Tom Brady retires, I'm not going to get the same sympathy. Everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Oh, Geeny's crying? Oh, what a puss.
No, it's like the same thing. I cry when Peyton Manning did. We're not going to cry, but I teared up and shit. It was probably a very emotional game for Big Ben last night, man. And they just balled out, bro. They came to play, and they really put on a performance for his last game, and it's really great that he got to get that W going out like that. So just in case, like they don't make it to playoffs, at least you got to win to close out the season, And it's always tough walking away from the game, man. Everyone always says they're going to retire, and then they come back, and then they retire, and then they come back, and it's just the game.
That's mainly Brett Favre.
Yeah. It's just the love for the game. You love playing for so much. It's hard to give that up. Unless you're Pat McAfee and you're like, you know what, I'm going to start a show with my friends. Or if you're Antonio Brown quitting in the middle of the fucking – and by the way, Antonio Brown's still on the team. That dude quit at I think it was the third quarter, took off all his shit, his shirt, threw it, gave the fans, high-fived a Bucks fan, and then just said, deuces, I'm out. While the offense was on the field still.
I don't think they're going to cut him because they know that he's detrimental of success to their playoff run, and I think they're trying to figure out how they're going to handle the situation because he embarrassed the whole Buccaneers organization.
Mm-hmm. And you embarrassed him.
Even if he does get released, yeah, but he also made himself unhireable by that move because no NFL team is going to hire you now. So basically, you just end up saying if you get released, you're retired, you're done. That was your last chance. Yep.
I've been reading so many reports. They're trying to say that essentially
he was
Antonio Brown. They wanted him to go back in and play because he obviously has incentives that he needs to hit. But Antonio Brown didn't want to go back in because of his injury, I believe. Maybe his injury was acting up, and that was the reason why he didn't want to go in. So he didn't want to go back into the game. Well, Bruce Arians said, get the fuck out. So he was like, all right, fuck you. And he took his shit off and he tossed it off and then said deuces and he went out the stadium. The thing that baffles me even more after this, though, which is so fucking wild, is that he walked across the stadium while the offense was on the field to try and catch an Uber, but no Uber would pick him up. So eventually he had some cop help him out, finally got an Uber. Uber puts him on Twitter. He's getting blasted, not blasted, but it goes viral. And he's like, guys, I'm with Antonio Brown, blah, 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 blah. And then you hear Antonio Brown in the back say something about a Netflix special or something like that. So it's intriguing to see.
Yeah, I guess he has his own show coming out.
That'd be wild. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious to see what unfolds. I would watch it. Oh, yeah.
Hey, I have no problem with the guy. When he's on the football field, he's one of the best receivers ever. There's hands down, no questions. But he has and I believe in mental illness. He has some mental illnesses going on that needs to be checked. And as much as it's funny, it's kind of sad too.
Yeah, I agree. It's sad to see. You hate to see it, and you've never even seen anything like this shit before. You can't make this shit up. Put it in a fucking movie, people would be like, "Oh, this would never happen in real life," and then it happens.
I just feel bad for Tom Brady because Tom Brady has done so much for him. And he basically said, fuck you, Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's what happens when you say fuck
essentially, you, Tom Brady. Hey, the guy was letting him live at his house.
You know, but I think Brady's keeping him there still. Like I literally want to see what happens and unfolds after this. Like I guarantee you, no one's going to talk about it for a little bit. Like once it's all done, like if it stays quiet like this, it'll get brought back up in the off season. Don't worry. But moving on, getting back on topic, we have the Packers versus Lions. Packers are favored by 2.5, and I'm not sure why. I watched the Pat McAfee show earlier because it's Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, and Aaron Rodgers said he's fucking playing.
He's on that show a lot.
Every Tuesday.
Are they like best friends?
Yeah, I don't want to say best friends, but they're friends. But he's on there every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And he said he's
That's why I'm watching it on YouTube.
You said what?
I love when Aaron Rodgers talks. I watch it. I've been watching all the YouTubes with Aaron Rodgers and Pat McAfee, and I've been watching it a lot. And it's crazy. I like when they talk.
He's really insightful. Like the stuff that he talks about on there, like you get that inside view of a quarterback and what they're thinking when they're on the field. Because every single week, and Pat McAfee's great at what he does. Like he's always like. He just has a way of getting things out of people. Like he's just good like that. And it's not even like he's being tricky or sneaky. He's just good and like so personable with people. And when he's talking, he just seems like so welcoming. And I feel like that just gets people to loosen up a little bit and they open up and just spiel the beans, you know. But Aaron Rodgers, having him on that show like that, I felt like that was big for them, but it also was big for me because it gave, like, I'm sure other people feel the same way, but it gives you a view of what the quarterback thinks and what they say. Why did you do this? And, you know, Pat McAfee would be saying some shit sometimes that he's thinking like, oh, are you just saying fuck it? And you just chuck the ball down the field? And you'd be like, no, I never just said fuck it and chuck it. You know, he said, I always have a play drawn up. Like, but it's just so intriguing to see why, like not just he does what he does, but why certain quarterbacks do what they do, what they see, and then his views on life in general. Like he seems such a chill dude. He was on the Jeopardy show, hosting it. He has what's called Aaron Rodgers Book Club. Like him and Pat McAfee created that shit every single week on Tuesday. He has a book that he introduces to the world, and he tells his story on why he thinks that people should read it. You know. He has one that he said this week was called the subtle art of not giving a fuck is what I think is what it was called. And he said it was like it has a lot of wisdom in it and stuff like that. It says fuck a lot in the book, obviously, but these are I kind of want to read these books just because I want to see, like, it intrigues me to see what he's reading. You know, like he sounds so smart. You know,
he seems like a very smart guy.
Yeah, you know. Dude, he's got really good recall memory. Like he was talking on the show and you'll hear him say something. He's like, back in 2015, August 10th at 10 a.m., I had a buttermilk toast or some shit like that. You're like, what, bitch? How do you remember that? Like, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. He's got a really good memory, man. He really does.
Quarterbacks like him and Tom Brady are a generational type quarterback.
Yeah, and these guys don't come around often. That's why I kind of miss Andrew Luck, dude. Like, I like Carson Wentz, but Andrew Luck, bro, he was a monster. But getting back on topic,
you would have had a Super.
Go ahead.
You would have had a Super Bowl with him.
I would have had
a Super Bowl with him if they would have built better around him. At least one.
I think last year we could have had one, and this year I think we could have a way better record if he was playing because he covered up a lot of deficiencies.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
You're all good. You don't have to apologize, bro. But we have the Packers and Lions. I'm taking the Packers 2.5. Are you taking Packers, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Packers. I'm a Packers fan now.
Aaron Rodgers fan. So you're not a Patriots fan anymore?
Nah, I'm going to take off this hoodie and burn it. After what they did for us in the championship game in fantasy football, I got to be a Packers fan.
I feel you. Okay. All right, and then we have the Bears versus the Vikings. The Bears are favored by, the Vikings are favored by 2.5.
Okay, this is a tricky one for me. I'll take the Bears if Kirk Cousins is still on COVID protocol. But if Cousins comes back, I'm going to take the Vikings.
Same, like literally the same. Obviously, that quarterback that played last week, I don't like how these no-name quarterbacks are playing in the NFL. I've never heard of them before. It's fucking with my fantasy teams. And I don't really give a shit anymore because it's obviously fantasy football's over. But I don't think he has.
It actually saved our season.
You said what?
It saved our season because if Kirk Cousins was out there, I think the chemistry between the receivers and running back would have been better. And I think it would have been a closer game in our championship game.
Yeah, that's true. Very, very true. Well, it benefited us in a way, I guess. But yeah, I'm definitely going to take Kirk Cousins and the Vikings if Kirk Cousins is playing. If he isn't playing, then we're going to take the Bears. Next, and then by the way, last week, guys, there was like 3 games I forgot to mention. I don't know what happened, honestly, but yeah, we got every game this week. We got Texans versus the Titans. Texans are favored by, not Texans. Titans are favored by 10.5.
I like the Texans. And this is why I like the Texans. They're going to try to play spoilers. It's a divisional round matchup. Hey, the Titans can still lose a lot or get knocked out of seed and not get that home field advantage. And you want to see what the future holds on the Texans sideline. So that's where I'm at.
I'm going to take the Titans 10.5. I feel like they are going to just close it out. They want the number 1 seed. They're tired of people saying that they aren't shit when they aren't shit, in my opinion. But
they're not that good. I'll take the Bengals and Chiefs all day over them.
Oh, I would too.
Unless
just
Derrick Henry
ain't shit, but I'm saying that their momentum that they have right now and the fact that everyone's saying that they aren't shit, I feel like that's going to get them to just get over this win.
Okay, I know Derrick Henry's coming back for the playoffs. That's a for sure thing, right? So
Exactly.
if they do lock up the number 1 seed, that changes your whole offense.
Mm-hmm.
If Julio Jones can get healthy and AJ Brown.
What if he comes back in 2 weeks? That's crazy, dude. Saints -4. Saints are going against the Falcons.
I like the Saints. They have a lot to play for too. And I don't want the Saints to play the Bucks because they always have the Bucks number.
That would be why, dude. Bucks would be so fucking pissed if they have to go against the Saints again.
Yeah, they wouldn't win at this point. With Mike Evans alone, and the whole offense is in flux. Defense hasn't been that good. It's regressed, but that's a lot of injuries. The secondary is not good. Shaq Barrett's out with an MCL and I believe an ACL sprain.
Yep.
So there's so many different things. They don't look like the same team last year that got hot all the way through the playoffs and won those 8-9 games. They're on the opposite end of that. And the Packers look like the team like they're getting hot at the right time. And another team that's getting hot at the right time is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep. They're real hot, red hot. You think the Cardinals are all the way back?
No, I don't.
Well, they're going against
DeAndre Hopkins will come back for the. Is DeAndre Hopkins out for the year, or is he coming back in the playoffs?
I think he's out for the year, man. Seahawks are.
He was a candidate to come back for the playoffs.
You said what?
I thought he was coming back in the playoffs.
Not that I'm aware of.
I wasn't sure. I don't.
Seahawks are going against the Cardinals.
I don't know.
The Cardinals are favored by 7 points. Who do you taking?
I'll take the Seahawks.
You're taking the Seahawks? All right. I have the Cardinals -7. I'll write that down for you. Okay. And then you got the Jets plus 16.5, Bills -16.5.
I'll take the Jets. They played good last week against the Bucks, and that was surprisingly.
Yeah.
Crazy. So
I feel like they do that every other week.
I think that.
So I feel like this week the Bills go and smoke them. So I'm gonna take the Bills 16.5.
Okay, fair enough.
You got the Bucks again this week. They're favored. They're going against the Panthers.
Absolutely.
7.5. I'll take them as well.
Panthers have a top 5 defense, don't they?
I'm sure they do, if not a top 10 for sure. I haven't looked lately, but they have
still get a lot of wins. Yeah, and their offense sucks.
It's only because they lost Chris Allen for the year. Antonio Brown went crazy, and yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about the Panthers defense and the Panthers offense. The offense is not going to be. It's not going to be that good right now. But when you have Tom Brady, it's all going to be on his shoulders. If we're talking about the Buccaneers,
right. Panthers offense is pretty terrible, man. I don't know what they're going to do and figure it out. I feel bad that they traded for Sam Darnold and signing Cam Newton. Like, none of those are the answers, and they obviously see that now. But I'm taking Bucks -7.5. We got Patriots versus Dolphins. Patriots -6.5.
Patriots.
Same as well. 49ers are -4. They're going against the Rams.
49ers. Stafford's been playing like shit.
That's exactly what I've been thinking, man. He hasn't been playing that hot lately. 49ers are on a hot streak. I feel like they want it more, and they're going to get it. And I think they'll take that, and they'll cover -4. Lastly, we have the Chargers versus Raiders. I think it's a Sunday night football game.
Chargers.
7:20 p.m. Central Standard Time.
So are the Chargers in the playoffs, or the Raiders are on the bubble? How's that looking right now?
They are the 5th
I checked
seed
that
right
yesterday.
now. The Chargers are.
So they both teams, one's going to get eliminated if they lose, right?
Yeah, one or the other, I believe.
Okay, so yeah.
I think a lot of things have to happen. So I think the Chargers can still be in it, though. I think if another team like the Raiders, if the Raiders win, they need some other stuff to happen, I think, to get in.
Hey, watch the Raiders go all the way to the Super Bowl and win it, considering all the DUIs they had, coaches getting fired, and John Madden dying.
Hey, that'd be one hell of a story, man. Put that shit on Hard Knocks.
All right.
Who you taking?
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought about that, but John Madden.
I'm going to take the Raiders -3 just because they beat us.
I got to take the Chargers. I like Justin Herbert, the pervert.
Lock them up, people. Lock them up. All right. Fantasy football, bro. How'd you do this week?
Boom, boom, boom. Your 2021 champs. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, so me and Danny in our league, we got number 1 in our league. You said, did you get another league that you did well in or no?
Yeah, I went 9-3, and I dominated in the whole postseason.
Look at you go, man. Look at you go. Nice.
That was in. But I was loaded. I had a Eckler. I had Deebo Samuel. I had Alvin Kamara. I had Folk, the kicker. I had Saints defense. I had Jefferson from the Vikings. My team was just loaded.
I had so out of my 8 total leagues, I have let me scoot over a little bit. Oh, other way. Okay. Sorry, I feel like I'm not in the picture. So I have 8 leagues total that I was in, 2 of them with you, one that we got 5th place in, and one that we got 1st place in. And then my other 6.
Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Your screen's not on.
It's on live. It might not be on your screen though.
Okay, that's what I was a little concerned about. Okay.
I can still hear you though. As long as you can hear me, you'll be all right. It might be weird though.
Sorry for the interruption, folks.
But out of my 6 leagues, I have 2 ESPN leagues. One I placed 4th place in. The other, I'm still waiting the results, but I'm probably going to be 5th place in. Actually, no. I'm 5th place in both those leagues. The other 4 leagues, though, one I'm in 4th. I lost to Jordan this week. But it's cool because I faced him in another league, and I whooped his ass. And
is that our league?
My league. And now your boy is champ. Back to back, baby.
If I'm not mistaken, because I lost you 87-82, or was it 87-84? If I would have beat you, I would have beat everybody too, right? And made the finals and won it all.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I think I was looking at the scores of everybody that you played, and I scored higher than each one of them.
You think so?
I was really pissed off because I lost. Yeah, I remember looking at it, and I'm like, man, if I didn't lose Mike Evans, I would have beat you.
I don't know, man. Let's see. Week 16, Danny, you got 112 points. I got 147. You would not have beat me.
What did he get?
Who?
No, I'm saying I would have beat Jordan, though.
You would have beat Devontae's Inferno. Jordan got 97 that week. He was going against someone else, Chris. That was week 16, and then week 17 was this week. You technically, I think you placed 5th or something like that. So you didn't do anything this week. So, but yep, I got
No,
first.
I'm saying, but I looked at the
that week,
points. But I looked at what my players did, even though I wasn't playing anything. I think if I would have beat you, I would have won the whole thing.
You should calculate how many points that
losing
you
to
got
you was.
I got 139 this week though, so.
Yeah, I was a little salty about it because I looked at it and I looked at my points that I scored. I'm like, man, losing that one player to injury. If I would have done this differently, maybe that'd be me holding the crown. It's all right.
Yeah. Well, in my other league, I have one that I'm in with a buddy of mine, Nick. His league, I got first place in as well. That is the Flushable Wipes League, and that is this trophy right here.
Why am I not in that league anymore? I thought I was in that league at one point.
In Flushable Wipes? No, I don't think you've ever been in that. We started that in 2016. The other one
I'm going to ask him if I can join next year.
The one you're talking about was on NFL.com. We used to do that one. Remember when we first did it, we had like 20 people in it.
Yeah,
that was the one. It's a whole different league. But yeah, Nick created this one with like Chris Moore and someone. I wasn't there the first year. I was there like the last 3 or 4 years. I won it this year, didn't win it last year, and then I won it the year before. They just made a new rule that whoever wins 3 championships gets to keep that trophy. So if I win next year, that's back-to-back, and I get to keep it.
That's dope.
And
that's hard to do. It's going to be hard to do.
That have been 2 times I went back-to-back. It's hard to fucking go back-to-back. I went back-to-back in my own league twice. And it's not my league. It ain't weak no more, bro. It's competitive. Last year was competitive. This year is competitive. I'm like, fuck, man. Sometimes that shit annoys me. I'm like, fuck. I wish I had like the team you get a guaranteed win in every week because they don't start their matchups or some shit. Yeah, no.
Wasn't like that in our league that we joined together on.
No, and then in my last league, I was against not against, but I was in PD's league. I got 3rd place in that league, so I got 2 first. Technically 3 first if you add yours. I got a 3rd place, a 4th place, 2 5th places, and then a 5th place with yours. So I didn't do worse than 5th place.
Yeah. Well, considering the roster we had in the Greeks league, that was not the greatest roster.
Hey, we tried, man. We lost a lot of players, man. Calvin really went out, dude. Like a little. No,
yeah.
I can't say anything, man. Mental health is a bitch. Didn't we lose Robert Woods in that league? He was gone.
Yeah, we did.
That's 2 good ass wide receivers.
Eckler went out during COVID.
Yeah, Eckler.
I mean, to take 5 out of 12 people, though, I'll take it.
Yeah, do better next year. It's all good, man. You know, sometimes I also feel like for example, one of my leagues, it was Austin Powers is what I called it. I had Austin Eckler on there, and I think it's the place that I picked, that like the position that I picked, because I had some good players. Like my whole team was stacked. It just my wide receivers were inconsistent from week to week. And then I was streaming quarterbacks, and I did that wrong. That's why I lost in that league. I think I was 5-8-1. That was probably my worst league, but I got 5th in it. And I look back and I reflect on it. I'm like, damn, dude, could have drafted a quarterback early on, decided not to. Thought I could stream some throughout the season, and I could have if I had picked better. And then the wide receivers. Who knew wide receivers would be so vital this year? They definitely
look at our league, the one that me and you were in. We went wide receiver heavy, and it paid out dividends at the end of the season.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we had Devontae. We had like probably the most stacked wide receiver group in the league. The fact that we lost DeAndre Hopkins and it didn't affect our team at all.
Not only did we lose DeAndre Hopkins, we lost Robert Woods. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, we lost Robert Woods, DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas. We lost James Robinson, our running back.
Technically, we never had Michael Thomas because he never played. We just wasted.
In all fairness, though, we kept him on IR, and I think he was going to be big if he would have came back.
I wonder if he comes back next year. I don't know.
I'll draft him with the last pick. if it happens.
Who is your best waiver wire pickup in all your leagues?
Oh, that's an easy for you. It's going to be St. Brown from the Lions for the finals.
Yeah. That's yours?
Yeah, or I'd have to give it's because we had trouble finding the defense this year. I'd say the Saints defense for our finals matchup as well.
Saints defense was pretty solid.
Yeah, those were I'm only choosing the last week of the season for the finals for me personally because that was so big considering Lamar Chase against us had 55 points. So that was pivotal. I remember telling the commissioner at the bar, he was talking shit saying he was going to win. Like, listen, dude, you had a 55-point game. All we need is a couple 30-point games, and we have the team to do it. And our team did not disappoint. St. Brown and DeAndre.
Hey, you were dogging us at first, bro. Dig deep. I can go back and look at those messages. You were like, "Oh man, we lost." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Bro, half our actually, I think it was like 3/4 of our. We had 2 players played. That was it." I was like, "What? No, we didn't lose yet. Like, we got plenty of time." And that was only because Jamar Chase went for what 55 points or some shit.
I was nervous because he had like an 80% win percentage going into the Cowboys and Cardinals game. I'm like, man, I think the Cardinals are going to get light up by the Cowboys. I'm like, yeah, we have Cooper, so that cancels out. But he has CeeDee Lamb and Prescott, and then he has the kicker. Kicker didn't do shit. Prescott did some shit. 23 points, not bad, but CeeDee Lamb didn't do anything. And the touchdown to Cooper canceled that out, so that helped.
Yeah.
So I think that was pivotal in our success.
Just have to have that faith.
Devontae Adams. Yeah.
My
showed
best,
me that because I never beat.
My best pickup was Sony Michel. He ended up being.
We picked him up in our championship league.
Yeah, he helped a lot tremendously in a lot of my leagues. I picked him up, and he helped get me over the rock, man. When I didn't have Darrell Henderson, my surprise pick that actually ended up being really great for me was Michael Carter. Even though he got injured towards the end of the season, there was several weeks where he was just popping off, and I think he'll be drafted early next year, like in the middle rounds. I think that he has a lot of value, and I feel like their offense is going to be a lot better. I mean, their defense is playing good right now. They can only get better next year. So, they were real solid. And
I take that back.
Go ahead.
No, go with your MVP real quick, and then I'll continue.
I was going to say, I think my MVP of the year is probably Andrews, the tight end. Out of all positions that I've had, it was kind of difficult trying to find a tight end. Like, you had some that you could pick up. Some I thought that were going to be solid, but they ended up not being solid. And then Mike Andrews, the entire year, he just kept catching balls, bro. I think he should be the number 1 tight end. If it is Travis Kelce, it's only because Kelce had that big-ass game he popped off for. But, dude.
Yeah, for 42 points. It helped me in the playoffs.
Yeah, same here. It was Andrews, though. Andrews was so clutch for me. He solidified that position. I literally never worried about that position until the week we had a bye week. He was healthy. I never had to worry about him not being healthy. Never had to worry about him playing like shit with shit quarterbacks. Nope. He produced every week, week in and week out. He's my MVP of my teams, and I had him in like 4 leagues. So I appreciate him.
Okay. I got to go back because you asked me what my picks were. I'm going to say Earl Mitchell and Rashad Penny because I thought about it and I thought about it again. I remember the commissioner saying during our finals we're going to try to get Rashad Penny, but you guys got him before I did, and I was going to start him. Now we would have lost if we would have started Rashad Penny. So now thinking about that, even though we didn't start him, picking him up so he wouldn't go against us, that was pivotal. Earl Mitchell, when we had injuries at running back with Mixon and James Robinson earlier in the year, because Mitchell did fine. He did fire. And my MVP pick, if I had to pick one, would be probably Josh Allen or Devontae Adams. It's a toss-up between the two. They've been consistent all year.
Absolutely.
Maybe like 1 or 2 games.
So. I agree. It's Elijah Mitchell, though.
It's Elijah Mitchell? I thought it was Eli Mitchell.
Yeah, Elijah Mitchell.
It's
probably Eli for short, but I think that what I try to do, and I try to teach this to everybody, is when you're going against an opponent, if you notice that opponent is lacking in something, whether it be a running back, a wide receiver, a quarterback, a tight end, a kicker, maybe not a kicker or defense. I don't really pay too much attention to those two positions. But when it is the other positions on the team, and say that maybe they have a bunch of players on a bye, players are injured and you just found out that they're injured and now they're going to need to pick someone up off the waiver wire, and say you have someone on your team you're just not too confident in. Honestly, I call it cock blocking. Just fucking cock block those motherfuckers. Go pick up that position, whatever it is, the best one that you think that would hurt you that week. Pick that player up, put them on your fucking bench, so that way that person has to pick up the next best thing, which might not do as well. And sometimes that bodes so well for you because, like you just said, Rashad Penny popped off this week. Had we had not picked him up,
32 points.
Your boss would have had him, and we probably would have lost this week. So it's very good that you do that stuff. You got to like pay attention to it. Usually, I do it early on in the week, so that way I'm paying attention throughout the week because I get updates. Adam Schefter is my dude. I'm always checking his Twitter. He's always letting me know who's injured and shit like that. I get updates from other sports websites and shit where I just get notified instantly when a player's injured. And once I learn that they're injured, I'm going straight to the waiver wire to see who the next best thing is. I'm picking up that second running back if I'm not too confident with a player that's already on my team, or if I'm confident that, I don't know, Leonard Fournette goes out and Ronald Jones now becomes the starter. Huge pickup. It's time to get.
Let me tell you something, folks. Each one of our waiver wire pickups in the playoffs that Derek picked up for our squad, Saints defense, Foreman, Penny. I might be forgetting one more player. They all, each week during our semis and finals, they had big games. So it was very crucial that they didn't go against us. And he was like, we're going to drop Darren Waller. Don't worry about it. We're going to drop this guy. Don't worry about it. Drop the next guy. We're going to pick all these players up. And those 2 week spans, they all had like 20-plus point games.
And you were freaking out a little bit. I know sometimes that you guys sometimes will freak out because I know Danny did early on when I said drop Darren Waller. He was like, what? Drop Darren Waller? Why? Because why keep him? We've had this dude for 4 or 5 weeks. We actually traded for him. And he did really
We didn't use him once.
I think he played 1 or 2 games for us, and we're just terrible in those games, and then he didn't play the rest of the seasons. And then because he didn't play the rest of the season,
and then we lose T. Higgins. We lose T. Higgins through the trade, and he starts balling out.
But we got him back. But
no, we didn't get him back. Not in our championship game. Not in
the other league.
No,
we didn't get him back. I thought we got him back. You know what?
No, we didn't need him though.
It was our early league, but yeah, dropping Darren Waller, you don't have to worry about this stuff. You just sometimes you have to.
End up getting COVID, by the way, too.
You said what? Yeah, that too. Yeah. But sometimes you just have to understand. You have to look at the remaining schedule, and you have to think and say to yourself, do you see yourself starting him at all in these next few weeks? If you don't, why the fuck is he on your team? Just because he's a name player? Darren Waller, yeah, he's a great player, but why the fuck is he on the team if he's not going to produce for you? Get rid of him. Anybody else?
We went Knox.
Calvin Ridley. All the people that kept Calvin Ridley on their team for the majority of the season. Why? Drop him. Make him somebody else's problem. Michael Thomas was our problem for a while. Why? Drop him, get rid of him, get somebody else. But that was just my take on it. I've had a really solid fantasy season. Last year I won 3 championships. This year it's 3 championships. I didn't beat my goal. I wanted to get 4. I did place a lot better.
What did you win in your other leagues?
Pardon?
After you're done, I want to know what you won. If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, no problem. But I won I placed better in every single league overall collectively than I'd have in any other years past. I think on average, if you average up everything together, I think I placed 3rd is my average. If you just take the 3 first places, the 3 fifth places, the 1 4th, the 1 3rd, and add those together, I think that you would get around 3rd place is where it'd be at. So, but yeah, solid season, man. We've already did our picks. Just so much wild shit happening in the NFL this week. Anything you want to add, Danny, before we close this out?
Not that I could think of. I mean, Nothing.
All righty, guys. Thank you guys for being with us. This was a pretty decent show. If you guys have any comments or suggestions for our next show or anything like that, or if you have any ideas on how we can improve our equipment or any better platforms, by all means, we are open to hear it. But thank you guys for listening to us, and you guys have a great motherfucking night.
Juices.